I would start saying Saint Michael defend us in battle type thing, Deus Vult type thing, before I let them even say a word. Like, again, credit to these young dudes, ushers, to trying to stop them, and I would snatch it like a wig, yo, snatch it snatch it. Hey yo, what's up you guys? So I'm coming to you another video, and we are talking about Handmaid's Tale. We are talking about these fanatic Handmaid's Tale cosplayers that went to a Catholic mass in San Francisco to disrupt a mass, a worship service, to promote their religion of death, because of course in their reality the world is already Gilead and they gotta put on this show. We'll talk about it, we'll get into it. Well, with that said, shall we begin? But first, of course, if you're new to my channel, what is up? My name is Mitch, Maverick Mitch. Hey Mitch, the real Mitcher, and pretty much I like talking about what I like talking about. So, current events, reviews, pop culture, social political commentary. Be sure to check out all those videos as you're finishing this video. Alright, so getting into it, I learned about this incident a few days ago from Abby Johnson when she posted it on YouTube, posted it on her Instagram and everything. And so, again, a few things already that stands out to me, like this is not getting a lot of traction, you know. Maybe this is not newsworthy, but it's also could be the algorithm thinking like kind of like shadow ban this stuff because we don't want this to get out there. So again, I would imagine the Daily Wire would pick this up, but again, on Abby Johnson's already, her video from the day of this recording only has 640 views, and again, I just thought this would garner more views, especially within the pro-life movement and everything. So I don't know what's going on here, and we'll see. I'll comment below in the description and everything if there is already a shadow ban once I upload this and everything, so we'll figure it out what's going on here. So we'll do a few things. We'll actually watch the video, of course, watch it, replay it, talk about it and everything, and actually talk about the Handmaid's Tale, because I do watch the Handmaid's Tale, you know, and I like talking about this stuff, you know. I said it in one of my last videos with the Killing Time podcast. I like talking about these dystopian novels, how it translates into reality, so we'll definitely get into all of that. So let's check out the video real quick. Right, this was uploaded on March 3rd, a day after it's Lent season, you know, and it's a day after Ash Wednesday, so it like of all times, y'all are making this now, you know. Alright, so as we're gonna pause and play as this is going on, I'm gonna just really quick take a look at, keep your eyes on this main one, right? This main one right here, she is like one of the like holier than thou ones. We're gonna take a look. And also big girl over there, Aunt Lydia's sister, Big Bartha, you know. And you know, these ushers look like they're super young, you know, bless their hearts, right? But like, and it's one of those things, real quick, you know, like you don't expect this to happen type thing. You're not really trained for this stuff to happen. If this becomes more prevalent, right, and if things go down during like in June, if Roe versus Wade is overturned, we'll probably see more of this stuff, right? And so I think this is going to be in the eyes of more Catholic churches, but again, you never really, some of these ushers are like, hey, can you just volunteer, you know, like bring these people, greet the guests, you know, you're not really trained for anti-protesters, you know. And also, I have seen this a bunch of times, so you're gonna forgive me that I'm not as angry as I should be watching this. Like, I damn well was angry in the beginning, but right now, I'm just looking at this because of this purposes of this video. It's like, I already seen this. This is ridiculous. This is dumb, you know.
They shall bear fruit even in the years the Catholic Church has been an institution for the enslavement of women. The church claims to love children, but has covered up decades. Declaring how just is the Lord.
Okay, and then this is the holier than thou one, right? She's bowing. You have no respect, like, no, and she's the one that bothers me the most, because you're trying to act there as if you're the victim. You went there to be going to have your effing protest. Sorry, I'm cursing already because I'm getting angry now. Like, and then she's like, oh, don't hurt me. Like, no, girl, like, no. And let's take a look at some more. You know, also, real quick, again, it's you're in this situation. It's easier to talk about it when you know everything has happened, everything. But all the people are just sitting there, like I don't know. Like my parish has a lot of military people, right? A lot of Catholic military men. No, but like even then, like I think there's a lot of people, at least in my parish, that is involved in pro-life and involved in the community enough that we would not have let this happen. I would start saying Saint Michael defend us in battle type thing, Deus Vult type thing before I let them even say a word. Like obviously you're here, you're not only are you interrupting a mass, which every mass is important, every mass is worshiping Jesus, every mass is celebrating the Eucharist, and you know, for them to go in here, now I'm hyped. Now I'm hyped. I'm wearing my Other Ramos shirt, you know, like I'm like hyped now. I'm getting into this talking. You know, I would not have let this happen, you know, and I would like to imagine, God willing, I would not like to let this happen. And for everyone else, I give them credit to the people not like you continue saying the Psalms even though you're not trying to be distracted and everything. You just keep on going. And then for the people in the audience, they might think this is a show, whatever, and so they may not know what's going on, even though like if you in the know, you already know what this is already a protest, right? And obviously they start talking. And some of these look like elderly people, so I can't really expect them to be like stopping them and maybe they'll let the ushers do it. It's one of those bystanders biases that I don't know if I should do something, I'll let someone else do something type thing. But like even then, like you can have like some like abuela that would be like, no, get her chancla, you're like, no, or you're gonna have a Filipino tito be like, no, we're not having this, you know, like, but it's crazy that this goes through, right? Again, credit to these young dudes, ushers, to trying to stop them, and I would snatch it like a wig, yo, snatch it like snatch it, yo, like boom, get that out. So, and again, a few things here, like, hold on, I just want to, like, fast forward. Look at this. I don't think, let's just be real, this homegirl who hasn't worked out a day in her life, I don't think you gotta worry about abortion. Like, I don't think no dude is gonna be like, yo, let's make babies. You don't gotta worry about no abortion, lady. Like, I think you gotta worry about your obesity, then you have to worry about abortion, okay? Let's talk about that. I love the second part right here. Right? This lady is like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Why are you gonna act like the victim when you coming in here on a Catholic worship service, you know, like a Catholic mass, and you trying to interrupt? Like, we're gonna watch a little bit Abby Johnson, what she gotta say, because she's gonna point out like the audacity. Like, you have people praying outside of Planned Parenthood, but we don't interrupt what's going in Planned Parenthood. Everything is on the outside, but for them to come inside and try to do this show, again, they are in this world where they think they are in Gilead and this is okay, right? What did she say? Forced motherhood is female enslavement. That's not what's happening, but we'll talk about that. All right, so look at her. Look, Abby Johnson mentions this, and I agree 100%. Like, who are they trying to like appeal to? Like, do you really think? And I agree. Like this is not the crowd that you're gonna change some people's minds. You know, like none of the people. Like, well, maybe they're few in the people, but I mean, do you think this is gonna bode well for Catholics, we're just gonna be more angry about this. Like, obviously treat the whole situation in the topics of abortion, yes, treat it with mercy, compassion, and love, 100%. But this, this is going to escalate. I imagine this thing is going to escalate if by June of 2022 of this year, if Roe versus Wade is overturned to the states, we're going to see more of this. So yeah. And again, it bothers the hell out of me that, like, she's trying to act all pious. Like, no, you don't get to act all pious when you're trying to protest a Catholic worship, like you protest anything in a worship service. Like, do you think they would try to do this for Islam, for a mosque service? You know, you think they'll try to attempt this at something else? But no, they gotta attack the Catholic Church. Not today, Satan. Alright, so from here, we'll do some talking about Handmaid's Tale and why I find this interesting, right? And so first, we'll listen to a little bit of Abby Johnson, what she got to say.
I also think it's really interesting. These are the same people who claim that we are terrible, that we are just absolute monsters for going out in front of abortion facilities and praying for the women who are walking in to abortion facilities to have abortions. I mean, all we're doing is just standing there and lovingly reaching out to people walking in to abortion clinics. We're not going in there, we're not disrupting anything, we're not doing anything. We're just, most of us just simply praying, many people just praying a prayer, praying a rosary, just standing there quietly praying. Some of us who are trained, lovingly reaching out. We're not stopping anyone by force, we're not doing anything. But yet they walk into the middle of Mass, they are demonstrating and disrupting a worship service, and that's perfectly acceptable. But what we do, genuinely peacefully praying outside of an abortion facility, is harassment, but that was somehow acceptable.
Again, you can check out Abby's video, she links it below, she has other thoughts, but 100%, it's like, it's everything that is okay for the left, it's not okay for the right, you know, and I this is also that gets me, it's inconsistency, right? Let's also talk, so what I also want to talk about is Handmaid's Tale, because again, I watch it, you know, I like the Handmaid's Tale, I like the Handmaid's Tale in the sense of its filmography, its symbolism, its use of color, again, a lot about it. I just want to say that out there before someone cut this video and be like, oh my god, Mitch likes the Handmaid's Tale. He's Gilead, you know. But we'll take a look at that because I watched it, you know. It's not, obviously the Handmaid's Tale is not something, there's a lot, it's dark. It's dark, right? It's dark like 13 Reasons Why. It's even darker than that. And so, but there's, like I said, there's aspects in which there's a lot of colors that's being used, a lot of the filmography, cinematography that's used that is quite beautiful. Obviously, in a dark situation, that's not what I'm appealing to, right? But anyway, let's talk about a few things that's going on here. Like the level of like disconnect when it comes to these cosplayers doing this thing, and this is nothing new, right? They have done this many times before, and they're so hung up on a few things, but what they don't get is another few things that I'm going to mention. Okay, so let's first off talk about the mask. All these ladies, and this is a different picture though, but all of these like cosplayers are wearing masks, right? In the Handmaid's Tale, they force you to wear masks, and here they are choosing to wear the cloth of their oppressors. They legit. So here they have a muzzle. They put on their mask. You know, this is the fascism that they talk about. But they legit, these cosplayers put the mask voluntarily on themselves. You know, we went from a season of like, this is what I'm saying about things kind of like being quite beautiful in cinematography, not in its actual message, right? So like the landscape and everything, you know, whatever, they make it out to be all of that, right? So just to put some like content into this, I think this is the third season in which the main character of Joseph, or June Osborne, she goes to DC. She gets like reassigned and everything, and so she talks to one of her handmaids,
Save me.
and then
So you must be of George.
so here they have a mouth cage, you know, so that they're prevented to talk, right? Censorship, you can go censorship and all that stuff. Who's really censored? Who's really censored when it comes to the social media and everything else? It ain't the left that's censored, it's the right. And for them to be thinking that they are the ones who are oppressed when they wear the mask, when they put this upon themselves, like, it is like they don't know what's going on. Next portion is that I would argue that June is Catholic, all right? And the main character is Catholic, and she chooses to be Catholic, and her friends, her husband,
Yeah.
this.
We're not parents.
All right, so we'll take a look at this scene. So it's kind of hard if you haven't seen it. Her husband, there's a lot of things that's going on, but like her husband, the Free State of Canada is like Gilead is taken over by the U.S. Dystopia. Canada is still a free nation or whatever, and so June and her husband Luke is separated. He lives in Canada. Her friend Moya also here. She also escapes to Canada, and they decide to baptize their June's baby. This is Nicole. There's a portion where June is able to get her child, her Nicole baby girl, to escape to Canada with another
We're
character.
like godparents.
Right. Well, her mother is my wife,
And my best friend.
and she really want us to do this. Where is the mother? She's in Gilead. This little one should be absolved of their sins.
So, again, as the father,
I baptize you in the name of the Father, with the Holy Spirit.
amen.
Amen.
There's a portion in here that is very Catholic. You know, and maybe he is not Catholic. Maybe he's I don't know what other denomination, an Eastern Episcopalian, I don't know. But let's go with the argument that it is Catholic, right? Obviously the father, he's not a devout anything, but he is willing to baptize this child in a Catholic form, right? Or I would imagine a Catholic form, right? And it, like, for these cosplayers, fanatic, to lose sight that Catholicism is actually opposed to Gilead, you know, that Catholicism, like they in Gilead they burn Catholic churches, they burn Catholic priests. For them to go towards and protest against the Catholic Church, they are in this world where none of this makes sense. Like June, June, the main character, quotes from scripture. She's quoting from Exodus.
I have seen my people in bondage, and I have heard their cry.
So this is a scene in which she helped people escape, and then she got hurt, and so her friends are saving her. And again, this is what I'm saying about film, the cinematography, the filmography, is that these shots, these overhead shots, you know, as if she's also being carried, right? Like, well, she's being carried literally, but like she did this thing about like this Operation Angel flight, right? And so it essentially, you can see this as her being carried as she carried other people to the promised land, right?
I know their sorrows, and I have come to deliver them from the hand of evil men, and to lead my people out of that sorrowful place to a land flowing with milk and honey.
Again, this is coming from June. She's quoting scripture. She's not devoid of religion, right? She understands that Gilead is effed up, like, to no degree, but she is quoting scripture, right? And so religion is not something that she's against. And again, all of these fanatic people are in this world which they're trying to protest the Catholic Church, right? Whereas, I would argue she's from Boston. June is from Boston. She may not have grown up in the Catholic Church like hella devout, but at least part of her character still uses it as a touchstone. And for these cosplay fanatics to not get that loses my mind. Alright, and for the final portion of this video, I kind of want to bring it to Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire. It was last year, October 2021, right, when the left tries to cancel Margaret Atwood, the author of The Handmaid's Tale, for this take, right? Once again, this is how inconsistent this area is. The same people that would argue for, like, oh, this is like the bastion of our people, would also attack the author of The Handmaid's Tale.
Atwood made a mistake. What was her mistake? She tweeted out a piece called "Why Can't We Say Woman Anymore?" And because all sorts of people on the left have decided that wokeness must take into account the fact that men give birth. Now, if you're a rational person, you're like, nope, that is not a thing. If men gave birth, that would be very difficult, as it turns out, to press a baby through a urethra or through a butthole. It turns out that it's very difficult to eject a baby through either of those orifices. You actually need a female vagina in order to make that happen. Okay, but if you point that out, then people on the left go nuts. Margaret Atwood pointed that out. And so the left came after her, which is quite enjoyable. She was a feminist icon until she assumed that women existed. Whoops. So Mix Amanda Jete Knox tweeted, "I'm disappointed you shared this because it's factually untrue. We can still say woman, and we can also say people when it makes sense to use more inclusive language. I'm non-binary. I also menstruate and gave birth to 3 kids. Saying people with periods includes women and me. No, you're a woman. You're not non-binary. I'm sorry to tell you this, that non-binary is not a category. Unless you are actually intersex, you're not non-binary. You are, that's in your head. You're a person who menstruated and gave birth to children. You're a woman."
Alright, I'll also link that below. You can check that out. Final thoughts. I ranted a whole lot in this video. What kind of gets me, if anything, again, I like watching The Handmaid's Tale. Like, you get me on a few of these things, but you're losing sight of what some of these messages is. They just see, like, the enslavement of people, the oppression, the fascism, whatever of it, and try to assume that that is the Republican side, conservative, Trump, whatever. But they lose sight, like, okay, well, talk about Islam, like, are you gonna talk about how women are oppressed in some of these countries? Like, you don't have to be Muslim, but you still have to wear the burqa or hijab in some of these areas. Like, driving is something that's new. Driving for women is new for some of these countries. You're not gonna, and in some of these countries kill gay people. They were trying to say that in that little protest of theirs, right? And so, how you're not gonna attack these other countries, but you're gonna attack the Catholic Church, right? Like, I get it. In your worldview, the Catholic Church is like the most evil thing in the world. But like I said, like, in the actual show, Catholicism is actually a virtue, a good thing. And for them to lose sight of that is like, obviously it makes sense. If the left is trying to cancel even their own person, their own author, their own icon, like, it makes sense why they don't make sense of what's going on, right? Last final thoughts is like I said it a few times already in this video, I would imagine some of this is gonna escalate, right? Or at least we're gonna see more of it, right? This is not the last time we're gonna see of this, right? And maybe by doing this video, people are gonna be inspired by this, but I would also imagine, just likewise, I would imagine my fellow Catholics, men and women otherwise, will be a resistance to this. Like bring on Saint Joan of Arc, bring in Saint Michael, whoever, and like Deus Vult, that not let this happen, right? Okay, so again, I ranted enough. I think I said enough. Tell me what you think. Comment below. If is this as crazy as you think this is. Am I right? Do you think this is gonna be more? If Roe versus Wade is overturned in June, are they gonna amp up this type of level of protesting? And yeah, comment below. Tell me what you think, and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. You can follow me on my Instagram at HeyMitchMitch. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And see you in the next video. Peace, peace, peace. Be with you. E come spero tuo.